Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be part one of me preparing the van to be drivable enough to get it up and down a trailer so that I can get it transported back home. So since the car hasn't been on the road since 2009, what I'm going to try to do is, before turning the motor over, lubricate the cylinders. I'm going to be using the Marvel Mystery Oil and going to pour it directly into the cylinders. There's a spark plug right here, and then on this side, under the air filter box, we have a cylinder here and a spark plug here. I'm going to pull those out, pour the oil in, and let it sit overnight. And then going to try to turn the engine over by hand. If everything works fine, I'm going to try to get it running so that way it doesn't damage anything, and see how that goes. So now with the Marvel Mystery Oil, let it sit for about a day. I'm going to turn the engine over. Now I'm going to clean up the spark plugs, put them back in, and then try to see if I can get her fired up. Okay. So I got the spark plugs back in, the air filter box back in and connected, and now we're going to try to get it started with starter fluid and see if we can get it at least to fire up. Yep. So currently still working on trying to get the engine running. What we've done so far is, under the car, replace the fuel pump and the fuel filter. So now what I want to do is, I have it connected to an external tank because I need to replace the old tank to fuel. From there, I'm going to turn the engine on, not the engine on, the car on, so that the fuel pump starts working, and gonna have 2 bottles here and 2 bottles here connected so that I can flush out the lines to make sure there's no dirt in the lines. After that, I'm going to connect the fuel rails, do the same thing, and then I'll end up putting in the new plugs. I have new plugs, new injectors in here, and then new spark plugs, and then we're going to try to get the car to fire up. So I ended up having to connect the fuel pump to an external battery from the truck and disconnect the fuel filter because it's not pumping through the filter. The filter seems bad, but the fuel pump works, and the fuel lines are pretty clean because you can see the fuel here. It's not bad. And then this bottle here, that's for the return after you put the fuel rail in. Same thing on this side. Fuel's not the cleanest, but it's not too dirty. So now I'm going to start putting the fuel rails on and try and see if that will still circulate, and then try to get the van running. So empty the bottle and doing it again. See, the second bottle is already much cleaner. Stop. And this is going to be the third time. Go. Stop. So I have the new spark plugs ready, and I have them gapped to 0.028, which is supposed to be factory spec, and we'll go from there. If I need to adjust that later to get better performance, we'll do that some other time. Okay, so I've connected the fuel rails and the injectors. Still need to plug them in. Got those new spark plugs, new spark plug wiring on both sides. I believe I connected it correctly. And now I'm going to connect all the plugs and set up the air filter, and then we can try firing it up. So now that I have the air box and everything connected, we're going to try starting. Go ahead. Well, that's the first time starting since 2009.